Despite Islamic State's demise in Iraq, thousands of Kurdish-speaking Yazidis are still being kept hostage. Many of them are minors, abducted and sold at the jihadist slave markets in the past few years. RT's Murad Gazdiev reports now on their long way home from terrorist captivity.
Nadia, age 10. Location, Idlib. Starting bid, $10,000. Russia, age 9. Location, Turkey. Starting bid, $15,000. Inas, age 8. Location, Syria. Starting bid, $13,000. Nadi, age 15. Location, Baghdad. Sold for $2,500.
Nadi was kidnapped by ISIS in Mosul in 2015. For near enough 3 years, she endured horrible things, things that no 15-year-old girl or any woman should ever have to endure. 2 hours ago, she was brought back by her family here in Baghdad. No one called the police. No one wanted to risk her life.
She spent her first hour of freedom crying in the hotel room. Bear in mind, ISIS tells its hostages that their families will kill them if they ever return. But her rest would be brief.
Ask her how she is. We're very sorry that so many people, but everybody's so happy to see her.
Shortly after our meeting, her relatives took her shopping. She was rescued by a group of men who specialize in tracking down Yazidis kidnapped by ISIS. They then either negotiate a sale or steal them back. They're big on secrecy.
ISIS say that if we show the girls still in their possession, or if their relatives appear on TV, the deal will be off, that they'd kill their hostages.
As such, some of the people involved didn't want to appear on camera, but their stories are chilling.
One of the girls was kidnapped when she was 10, and ISIL raped her for 2 or 3 years. I can take you to a house here where there are several girls, 10, 11, 12 years old, who were all raped. They were gifted or sold as many as 15 times.
If not for sexual pleasure, ISIS brainwashes Yazidi children and sends them on suicide missions or sells them for money.
When ISIS fighters flee to Turkey, they sell their slaves because they need money to go back to their home countries.
You may not know, but when the US-led coalition and their allies in Syria reportedly let hundreds of ISIS fighters leave the then besieged Raqqa, those jihadists took not only their guns and families, but also their hostages and slaves, the same people that are now being bought back.
The prices vary depending on where they are. If they're in a dangerous place, it can be $80,000. Otherwise, around 10, 15,000.
Others are also tracking down missing people. One Iraqi MP has made a name for herself rescuing children. She spent her own money buying out several of these kids.
One of the girls told me the story of her escape. She and her aunt were in ISIS captivity. 2 of the terrorists watched them day and night to prevent them from running away. Then the girl told one of them that she couldn't sleep and asked to see a doctor. The ISIS fighter gave her some sleeping pills. She kept them, then put them in his tea. The terrorist fell asleep and she and her aunt managed to escape. The girl was 8 years old. Her aunt was too terrified to do anything, so the girl told her, "Let's try and run away. They will kill us anyway." And they escaped.
3,000 Yazidis are still missing, hundreds presumed held by ISIS. The international community no longer really cares. Yazidis don't attract the same ratings now that they aren't being slaughtered. So it's up to them to recover their own children and to help them heal from what ISIS has done to them. Morad Gazdiev, RT, from Duhok.
Iraq.